Cypress Fairbanks Independent School District presents on-demand video professional development series. Welcome back. This is part 2 of establishing a positive culture in a well-run classroom. A well-run classroom is characterized by clear expectations, engaging and differentiated instruction, effective management, active student involvement, and of course, strong relationships. It is an environment where both students and teachers thrive, fostering a love for learning and personal growth. In part 1 of this video series, we talked about the importance of having and establishing norms and ways to cultivate norms for your students. We also talked about the power of social contracts. In this video, we will talk about moving forward with those two ideas and empowering students to make wise choices. Empowering students. In thinking about the positive culture in a well-run classroom, the most important social relationships are close relationships that allow others to experience things together, sharing thoughts and feelings, with opportunities to give and receive support. It is an environment in which students and adults have a sense of belonging. I don't know about you, but I'm a huge I Love Lucy fan. In this particular episode, Lucy wants to be, of course, in Ricky's nightclub act and decides to take ballet lessons. She had taken ballet lessons when she was a little girl and just thought, hey, I just need to brush up on some techniques. What's interesting is the teacher, also pictured here, asks her, do you know ballet? And Lucy, of course, says, yes, I do. Well, antics follow when Lucy does not indeed know ballet, does not know the words, does not know the positions, and of course, hilarity ensues. But what happens when our students don't have the skills needed to meet our expectations? It may look quite like Lucy, who doesn't understand what to do, but certainly tries. How can we empower our students? Well, one way is to have clearly established norms and create social contracts. Another way is to teach our students the social skills they need in order to be successful. Social skills are the skills we use to communicate and interact with one another, both verbally and non-verbally, through gestures and body language. Human beings are sociable creatures and have developed many ways to communicate our messages, thoughts, and feelings with others. Social skill instruction can empower young people to get their needs met without violating the needs of others. Why teach social skills? When students know the reason why, they are more likely to respond to feedback in appropriate ways and change their behavior to make better choices for themselves and others. There are many social skills programs out there. The ones on the screen are from Boys Town, Well-Managed Schools. Well-Managed Schools utilizes 16 social skills that are the foundation of a well-run classroom and school. They serve as a foundation for a healthy learning environment. Keep in mind that we want to make sure that students are encouraged to practice social skills at home and in the community. They're not just school skills, they're life skills. Teaching social skills allows for what we call generalization and code switching, which means they apply the social skills to different situations and times. I'd like to call these directives of culture. When we teach character, it enhances excellence, and success in life hinges on principles of citizenship and character. In Cypher ISD, we have our Bringing Out the Best program, different character lessons that we emphasize each month. Here's March, April, and May's character traits and how we can align different social skills to help us encourage and reinforce those character traits. Because teaching social skills is an important endeavor, we teach this skill as well as procedures with the same fervor as we would our content. Well-Managed Schools from Boys Town recommends what is called planned teaching for social skills and classroom procedures. And as we go through this process, you'll notice it's very similar to a lesson cycle that we use to teach our content. We can think of this process in 4 steps. First is to introduce the skill. Ideally, we have a hook or an engaging means to enroll the students in the idea before describing it. For instance, when teaching students how to line up, we may show images of lines in the community. a line at the grocery store checkout or movie theater, a McDonald's drive-thru, because even cars on the highway or on the road are also in lines. We would then ask students what would happen if people didn't do this. Ask students what is good about having lines to go places. Describe lining up as a class for the second step. This includes the exact procedure, including the line order or body expectations. It is recommended to incorporate visuals for the steps for reference. Review the benefits of having lines in the community and connect it to walking in line at school. The last step of planned teaching is practice, and it crosses over into our next component. What do you think would be next? Did you guess it correctly? That's right, it's practice. Even for older students, practicing the skill is very important. Using role play activities or just, hey, let's stand up and practice until everyone can do it right is a very important part of learning social skills. One of the steps is give a reason. Rationale or reasons help with the why and give students a what's in it for me moment. For many times, students need to know what's in it for them to follow these social skills. Let's review our time together. When strategizing for a positive culture, start at the beginning. Decide what culture you want to have in your classroom. What do you stand for? What norms or social skills are important to you? Write your classroom norms together with your students to get buy-in. Utilize the social contract to tell your students that everyone is meeting the expectations. Determine what social skills your students need to learn. Your students may not be showing up to class with the skills they need in order to meet your expectations or your norms. Decide which character traits and social skills are needed to be taught to your students explicitly. Rely and refer to your PBIS matrix for a shared understanding of expectations. In video 1, we discussed the importance of establishing and cultivating classroom expectations and norms. And one way that we can support expectations and norms is by developing a social contract with the class. In this video, part 2, we've discussed the importance of teaching social skills because some students may not have the skills needed to reach your expectations, to live through your norms. And so sometimes, a lot of times, we have to teach students how to be a student in your class. Remember, clear expectations and norms are important. We have to be clear with our students. And when we do so, the teacher establishes and consistently enforces clear rules and procedures from the beginning. Students understand what is expected of them in terms of behavior, participation, and academic performance. When there is a strong and positive classroom environment, there is a strong sense of community and mutual respect. That social contract will enable you to develop and cultivate this. Students will then feel comfortable expressing their ideas and taking academic risks. Effective classroom management is enhanced when we are clear in our expectations, clear in our norms, how it is to be a student in your class. Therefore, the teacher skillfully manages a classroom, minimizing disruptions and maximizing instructional time. Transitions between activities are smooth because students know what to do and when to do it, how to do it, and they know that there's benefits to following the procedures, the norms, the expectations. And therefore, students can remain focused on tasks because it frees up space for better things. In establishing clear norms and using social contracts and teaching social skills allows the teacher to build positive relationships with students, showing genuine interest and care in their well-being, not just for the time that they're in your classroom, but for their life. This connection fosters trust and respect, making students more willing to be engaged and participate. We encourage you to implement the strategies from this video to enhance your classroom management. Thank you for taking the time to view our professional development on demand. See you next time.